Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Ganja. He's a bearded dragon, and today we're filming a video all about him and his enclosure and how to keep a bearded dragon for yourself. So this right here is an adult male, and don't let his size fool you or think that it speaks on behalf of all bearded dragons. He's pretty small for a male. So this enclosure may seem small for him, but actually it's got quite a bit of space, spots for him to hide, walk around, and climb. But also, we do a lot of going on walks with our animals and letting them explore the outside, so he gets enough enrichment from sometimes coming out into the apartment, sometimes going outside. So while it doesn't seem like he might have much space in here, he does have a lot of space that he does get to walk around and explore, and that's why he looks so healthy. So Google recommends at least 40-gallon enclosure for these guys, which actually is what this is. Personally, I would recommend, if you're gonna buy a bearded dragon, you should probably go for something bigger than that, just because a lot of male bearded dragons are bigger than him. But if you're maybe getting a female or someone this size, this could be good for them, but I still recommend that you get them lots of enrichment and exercise out of the enclosure. Now, for their bedding, you have to be really careful. Personally, I am going to recommend what I do with my animals and say that I would recommend keeping them on paper of some sort. We just get newspaper and stuff and keep him on that, and then we change it as he poops. The reason we do this, number one, is personally I think it's the cleanest and safest, because then you don't have to worry about impaction. But the reason I like it is because also he has a couple issues. He has a little bit of issues with eating. He doesn't always like to eat, and he really only likes bugs, and it seems like he might have like a vision issue because he can't really find them a lot of the time. With him, sometimes not. With us having to like monitor his diet so much, it's also important to monitor how much he poops. And with the paper, it makes it very easy to see how often he's pooping and stuff, how big they are, and keep track of that. I will say though, we've had him for a minute, and he's been eating a lot better since being with us. When we got him from the pet store, they kind of told us he would have a lot of issues with eating, but he's been eating really good. His size is perfect. He looks very healthy. His skin looks very healthy. He runs. He gets the zoomies when we take him outside. We haven't been able to take him outside because it's winter where we live, but we still take him out of the enclosure. And I think with it being winter, he doesn't have as much energy, specifically for zoomies. So bearded dragons are also going to need you to spray them down, and personally I recommend having a water dish. Some keepers will tell you that they never see their bearded dragons drinking from the water dish, but that's how he gets most of his water, aside from the water in his food. I recommend having a hide for them. We just have this little plastic hide for him, and then we also kind of didn't intend for this, but there's a little spot over there where he can hide, which he does sometimes. In the wild, these guys would climb on rocks and stuff, so I personally recommend having something in there for them to climb on and get a little bit of exercise to work all the muscles in their arms and legs, but those thigh muscles. They need heat lamps and UVB lighting. Bearded dragons are from the desert, so they get a lot of sunlight in the wild, so they still require that sunlight. And if they don't get UVB, they'll get bone deficiencies, all kinds of other deficiencies. And if you look up the pictures on Google, they're just awful to look at. Make sure you have some lights. A lot of keepers don't recommend these circular lights, but an enclosure this size, if you have him in the middle like this, he's definitely getting all the UVB light he needs. We also have our windows. A lot of times our curtains are open, so a lot of sunlight comes in, and there's a hot side and a cold side, which bearded dragons need. So the hot side is 95 to 100, and then the cold side is 75 to 80. Bearded dragons actually need a pretty low humidity of 30 to 40%. However, as you guys can probably have been able to tell by now, he's going through shed. So we're gonna put them in a bath, and I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like. But first I wanna cover the last thing, is their diet, which I forgot to have on my list. So right now he has like spinach and some bell peppers. I do not recommend feeding your bearded dragon spinach. The only reason he has this is because they were out of like everything because of the holidays. So this is all we were able to find. What we usually feed is collard greens and mustard greens because they come in giant bags at Walmart, so they're just convenient. Overall, I recommend just Googling a list of all the like healthy veggies for your bearded dragons and just like cycling through them sometimes, making sure they're getting all the stuff that they would naturally, that they can eat, so they're getting all their vitamins. But also they need lots of bugs. Not as many when they're older, so he doesn't really eat too many, but we mainly feed him crickets. Sometimes we'll give him a superworm, but that's like a big meal for him. Or not a superworm, hornworms. They're giant. I'll put a picture of those on screen. They're pretty big, so you don't want to feed them those too often. But yeah, I recommend cycling through their diet, eating all the stuff they can. It's very warm in here because of her, so that'll keep the water nice and warm for him. So we're gonna put him in here with her, and I figured that it's a good time to teach you guys that I have to babysit because these two would not get along. These are the same snakes that are taking over Florida, so they're down there eating all kinds of lizards like iguanas and stuff. So she would absolutely, if she found a bearded dragon, think it's a tasty snack. So this is a good time to teach you guys that maybe don't keep your snakes with your bearded dragons. We obviously don't. You guys saw his enclosure. I'm just giving him a bath, and this is the best spot for it. I also have a lid that I might have to put on because she's creeping. She's ready. She's hungry. Yeah, I'm gonna just put a lid on. Alright, so the lid we put on him, same thing as Moon when she was shedding. If you guys want to watch the last video, it's about tarantulas, but she also has a role in that video because we had to give her a bath just like this. So it's the same thing. There's no soap in the water. He just needs some moisture to soak up into his skin, and then that'll probably only take like a half an hour, and then he'll need to come out. So in that video, you guys may know that she can break this thing open to get out. So I know that she can't get in there to him, but just to be extra safe, we're gonna put some stuff on top. So let me tell you guys a little bit about what I've done here. So I got her water dish up there. It's empty, but it's still pretty heavy. She's not gonna be able to get in there, but it's just extra precaution. And I got this box set up, and that's just because I don't want him getting scared seeing her. I mean, she's still gonna be able to go around, spook him from other angles, but that's the angle that's closest to his head. All right, he's all fresh out of his bath. One's over there taking a nap. I'm just gonna go put him back in some clothes. All right, and his skin's nice and wet, so he can rub off on this stuff over here is like climbing stuff. He probably won't want to shed in front of us. We'll leave him alone. So I don't know if she's in food mode right now, so just to be safe, we gotta wash her for a second. Alright, now she's put away, we can get the rattlesnake out. Alright, so as we can see again, there's still cat litter. I really thought that last poop was gonna be the last of it, but she's still producing it, so.
It smells real bad too.
Like chemicals? What do you smell?
Like cat litter, it just smells.
Really got it. Everyone's reaching in there, even though she's not in there. I'm like, what if there's another rattlesnake under the side? It's like, has a baby one day, virgin birth.
And it's a live baby, not an egg.
That's what they do.
Do rattlesnakes do that?
Yes.
I thought they had eggs.
No. They have eggs inside of them, but the babies hatch in their eggs inside the viper, and then she'll put the babies out with some of the egg coating. Fun fact, the more you know.
That's crazy, what? But they have eggs.
Yeah, well, all snakes have eggs, technically, although some of the mothers will reabsorb, like boas will reabsorb their eggs. So while they have the egg, we will never see it because they just reabsorb it inside their body. Whereas for some reason the rattlesnakes don't reabsorb it, they just poop out the egg coating.
That's so weird.
Yeah. And then some snakes will just lay eggs.
Because the glue would lay eggs.
Yeah.
And for some reason you'd be able to control body temperature.
Yeah. Which most snakes can't do that. And she can't even do it for herself. Like if we took her outside right now, it's probably like 40 degrees. She cannot get her temperature up to save her life. She'll just die. The egg, she'll keep warm. By shivering. If you know how to shiver, then shiver. You know what I'm saying? She says, I'm still bathing here. Whoa, come look how flat her belly is. And then I'll just have it back in there. Oh, wait.
Crazy how far she can jump.
Alright, you can go over there. If she sees you, maybe I'll redirect her.
Yeah, she's just focused on me. That's scary.
Oh, it's okay. I got her with the Phillips. It's not like she's gonna run towards you or anything.
Don't do that. Stress me out.
I've never done that before. That was terrifying. She's in there. Alright.
Look, she looks kind of embarrassed. She's like, I can't believe you did that. You stress me out. Don't do that. Stress me out.
I've never done that before. That was terrifying. She's in there. Alright.
Look, she looks kind of embarrassed. She's like, I can't believe you did that. Stress me out.
No, I knew I had her, and I was ready at all times. I tried to film the other day. It did not pick it up. She has like, I don't know, it's like a white pearlescence instead of like a rainbow.
She's just a pretty girl.
On camera, it just makes her look more pale, but in real life, it looks so, like, it gives her scale so much more dimension.
Hey, Blue.